Welcome to this webinar, which is arranged by Najadaya Analytics. And I want to say greetings from Finland, the happiest country in the world. Once again, we have received that title. It seems that it's weird to say happiest country because right now it's very rainy evening here in Finland. But this rainy evening, we will talk about how to avoid M&A integration failures, and how to do this with science and AI-driven people risk analytics. I am Maria Kausto-Turner from Najadaya Analytics, and in today's webinar we have Timo Järvinen, our co-founder from Najadaya Analytics as well. And I'm happy to say that today we have participants from at least 4 countries, and earlier this week we had participants from 14 different countries. So this is really great success. We are very happy about this. This is wonderful. But Timo, would you like to say a couple of words before we start as well?
Yes, thank you, Maria. So I founded the company Najadaya Analytics like 7 years, actually even more than 7 years ago. And during these years, we have dived into the science of emotions and behavior, and together with our team and using the scientific background from the University of Geneva. And idea has been to solve the people-related business critical problems and with the help of science and AI. And today we are talking about a totally new way to manage people-related risks, and especially in the M&A integrations. So that's the topic today.
Yes, thanks, Timo. And briefly, before I let you start talking about the agenda, the webinar will last about 30 minutes, and at the end, there should be time for a couple of questions. So if you have questions during this webinar, please submit them via the chat channel. Okay, let's go.
Okay, thanks. So about the people risks in M&A integrations first, I mean like employee turnover or quiet quitting or productivity collapse even sometimes. So I think it's good to remember first that the reasons behind the risks, they are actually not the people. I mean the root causes, they are in the integration itself, and identifying those risks, it's like looking at the mirror actually, and this is something where we can help. And why is this so important? It's because the people-related risks, they are so high, and M&A, they are huge investments with high goals, and according to many studies, they tend to fail too often. And as said here by Deloitte, especially they tend to fail because of the people and culture related reasons. But still I would say that those people risks, they are usually not known as well as they should. And well, actually Deloitte is also our partner. They have been helping us in developing all these things we are showing to you today. But this is the starting point for this, and then a couple of words about a quite common misunderstanding even, which is related to employee experiences and behavior. So this science-based image here tells us that every emotion has a different impact on behavior. And in this diagram, from negative to positive and from disengagement to engagement. So these emotions are from the Geneva model. And in the M&A integration, for example, this means that let's say that the disappointment there causes disengagement, negative behavior, which may lead to employee turnover, productivity loss, and like that. Or on the other hand, like contentment or satisfaction there, it's a positive emotion, but making people more passive and not willing to do almost anything actually. So it does not promote the change or the integration, or then the interest there on the top, that's an emotion which is creating engagement more than any other emotions. Okay, but then this is the traditional service scale here, like satisfaction or NPS sometimes. So this is only about the negativity or positivity of experiences. And now this curve here tells us something that many people don't even think about. This is not a change curve or anything like that. This is telling us in any context actually that the negativity or positivity of emotions, the so-called valence as we say, or in practice the traditional service scale in satisfaction, for example. So it's not correlating with the engagement at all. So they are two totally different dimensions of behavior. So meaning that if you need to understand engagement and disengagement and their root causes, the traditional service scales are even useless there. But with emotions and science, it's possible to understand the engagement and disengagement. And this is something we can do. Okay, now let's take a look at the process, this method and this technology we call people risk analytics, which is very simple for the customer. The input there, it means that we are collecting data from the employees. I will show you how. Then this data is processed with our analytics, with science and AI-based algorithms there. And the output includes 3 levels there, like people risk levels and the root causes, and then action points and recommendations. And the aim is to avoid the financially significant failures there, but also we should not forget the distress of people in these kind of situations. And this standard process can be executed, repeated always the same way, for example 3 times during the integration, and this process is actually scaling from about 10 employees to even thousands or tens of thousands of people, so really scalable solution. And one more thing is that the input and output levels here, I will show you them at first, and after that I will show you the analytics and the AI behind that. So let's go forward like that. Okay, let's start from the cloud application. And so this is easy to share with people. I mean, you don't need those traditional surveys with many burdening questions there. Actually, you need only to ask like 3 different questions, and they are about emotions and their intensities and the reasons behind them. So the first question there is like, how do you feel about the integration with the company, whatever it is? And you can select 1 or 2 emotions from those 20 emotions there, or even no emotions. This method is based on the scientific research in the University of Geneva in Switzerland. So that's a multilingual, multicultural way to express and understand emotions. And it's an excellent way, I would say, to cover the whole human emotion space. And then the intensities, they are simple selections. And then the third question, the reasons, they are short, free-form responses, like why do you feel, for example, let's say like interest or fear in the context of the integration. So the whole survey is short and intuitive, taking only a couple of minutes, not burdening people. And one more thing is that we do not identify people there, so no personal data here. And the questions, they are always the same, so you do not need to have any projects or planning there. And of course, some kind of background variables can be used depending on the size of the company there. But this is really intuitive, really simple for people. Okay, and let's now move to the outputs. And this is the first about people risk levels during the integration. So this first kind of donut here, it's about experiences. Also the polarization is there. I mean, people may feel positive and negative emotions at the same time. Then another one here, which is the risk level indicator, actually more intelligent indicator, a number between 0 and 100, and we calculate that with our algorithm, and it predicts like negative, disengaged, and non-pro-social behavior, meaning that the bigger the number is, the bigger is the risk for the integration to fail. So you can use these indicators to compare risks in different phases of the integration, in different integrations or different business units, or however you like. And I would say that with these, you will see even in seconds if there's some kind of crisis going on in the integration. So really useful practical metrics here. But then we need to go a bit deeper. And this is the next level, the root cause analytics. And this is a snapshot about concrete things behind the risks. So the sizes of these bubbles indicate the relevance or their weight to people, and their location is about the behavior. Also the engagement dimension there, which is not understood by the traditional methods. And these bubbles, they are different in each case. So all this information can be analyzed and from those 3 questions and responses. So the quadrants here visualize like first of there, like what are the things behind the retention and motivation and productivity and readiness for change and like that. Or then what are the things that make people like more passive? What are the root causes for more like comfort zone, if you like? Or then what are the causes behind employee turnover and productivity loss and those financial losses, all those not so nice things down there? And what are the things behind the resistance, sometimes even aggressive behavior? So that's of course not good for the change either. So the goal is to move those bubbles to the up right corner, of course. And I would say that this is the kind of reality of people and their behavior. And with emotion science, which is quite amazing here, it's that it automatically like eliminates all the irrelevant things and visualizing only those things that have an impact on behavior. So there's no kind of background noise, I would say. And of course, this snapshot can be compared in different phases of the change also. And we have seen many kind of cases, I would say, like only green, sometimes green bubbles, so sometimes only red bubbles, sometimes both of them. So any kind of situations. Then let's go to the third level here. So, sorry, first the action points starting from the risk factors, as we say here. So our algorithm is identifying and prioritizing these. And it is in this example, they are workload, employment, leadership, and tools. So you will see here what the risks are. Those arrows there, they tell you if they are increasing or decreasing, and the circle is about the new risk. Then the projectors, as we call them, things and action points that more like secure the integration against those risks. And also here you will see what projectors are increasing or decreasing, or they are new ones. After this, based on those risks and risk factors and those projectors, and actually the whole data we have there, this analytics, we can create a summary of action recommendations to mitigate those risks and strengthen those projectors. And for creating this, we use science and also AI-based algorithms and also MTA process intelligence there. But then we can also go a bit deeper here. For each risk factor, we give recommendations for actions. This example is the workload. And all these like action cards, they are based on the case by case result and the situation and even on the phase of the integration. So it's multidimensional thing. Below there you see examples of those responses. So we are able to combine qualitative and also quantitative information here. So in this example, meaning that the action recommendations are here to minimize the people risk caused by the workload in this case. And then another one example here for a project. This one is the career there. So same kind of information here. So there is this action card for every risk factor and every project. So all in all, by asking only three questions, you will get the risk levels, the root causes, the list of these risk factors and in protectors, and also the action recommendations. And you do not need to know anything about emotions or science. I mean, this is what you get. Then about the analytics behind this patent pending method and technology. So behind it, there's a simple process, inputs and outputs. There is a sophisticated analytics with science and AI based algorithms. And the first level here, it's the emotion and behavior intelligence, and benefiting especially from science and AI there. The second level is about setting goals, as you see. And the third level is a multidimensional framework for identifying the right kind of actions. And that's based on the science and also the process intelligence and integration best practices. And actually, we have been building this together with Deloitte, getting important help for their experts. And then the fourth level here is the generative AI. So with AI, we analyze the total package of the analytics goals and these action and also external information about integrations. So this is how we get to the fifth level, which is the action points and the recommendations to achieve those goals there and to build successful integrations. And then from all this, we get the three outputs here. So to get these outputs by asking only the three questions, you need this deep analytics with science, with AI, and all this is under the surface there, so you can focus on the results. Okay, then a couple of more words about the use of AI. So we are using several AI services and models in our underlying technology there, and in general, the model has two sides, like AI and human, completing each other. And here are some concrete examples of how we use AI there. So first of all, translating responses from different languages, that's quite obvious, of course. Then analyzing and categorizing those responses to find out the types or the root causes behind the emotions and experiences, and then making those action recommendations to mitigate the risks and avoid the failing integration. So this is a very critical aspect of the solution, and we use generative AI and large language models here, and in combination with science-based rules and algorithms, and we've been developing that during many years based on the Geneva research and now also collaboration with Deloitte. And one more thing is the process of improving the algorithms with AI. But then what are the benefits of AI in this kind of process? There are a couple of things. Like, first of all, with AI, we are able to serve a large number of languages. We already have about 10. The number is increasing. I mean, we can manage even 200 languages. That's not a problem. And then secondly, the speed of the process is faster with AI. I mean, this is essential since we are pointing out risks. So if there's a crisis, it's important to act quickly, of course. Then the consistency and objectiveness, meaning consistent quality, results like not depending of people or different evaluations there. and especially through the action recommendations, we are able to provide total new kind of insights and high customer value there and growing impacts on business. And when we use AI, I think it needs to be said here that it needs to be done really carefully with precise protocols and to ensure the information security. I mean, for example, the European Union AI Act, which is recently approved and will be accepted by companies in the coming months and years, and we are already compliant with that regulation, and there are always human checks or creating in this process. So this is a combination of AI and human guidance, I would say. Okay, then let's have one practical example here, this Rantalainen Group. So they are one of Finland's biggest financial service providers, having strong growth going on at the moment in the Nordic countries and with a Norwegian private equity company. And they have been using this solution almost 2 years now, executing the exactly same process in all integrations and to find out the risks and the right actions to build successful integrations and business. And so this is an example how you can scale the same solution inside a company. And Kim Martikainen will gladly tell you more if you like to ask his comments. And then getting back to where we started, actually, I mean, what we have seen here is about like looking at the integration through the eyes of people, like stepping into the shoes of people, building social sustainability also, and when AI is used, it needs to be done ethically. So this is what we promised, that even if the focus is to be a kind of insurance and to save financial losses, of course, it's also about being kind to people and the planet. This is actually also, here's my contact information, and also for our new CEO, Petri Järvinen. And if you wonder why we have the same last names, that's because we are brothers with Petri. And Petri came from Singapore to Finland, where he worked about 10 years in the Accenture group there, and to be our CEO and partner in our company. And personally, I have a long history before that working with him, so I would say that I'm really glad having him leading our team now. And myself, I am now focusing totally on our customer value. So we will work closely together once again now. So you can contact me or Petri, whatever you like, and we are happy to discuss with you more. And in the end, I would say that if you want to be like ahead of others, also start to use AI in your integrations and for solving, I would say, one of the most critical and most expensive problems one could even imagine. So we are here to help you in this. And also our webpage, najadaja.com, there's a link where you can book a meeting if you would like to do it that way. But at this point, thank you very much, and let's be in touch.
Okay, Timo, thank you very much. This is the end of our presentation at this time, and I want to thank you all, everybody there online, for participating. And those who want to stay for questions, we have time for a few questions. I have 2 questions actually that have come here now. Okay. So if I read them to you, so Timo, you try to respond. Sure. The first one is the people in the company who answered the survey. I guess the people who answered the survey are the analytics results and actions recommendations shown to them as well, or only to the management?
Well, that's a good question, of course, and sure, it's important to communicate part of the results to employees, and we have instructions how to do that, and a kind of short version you can use to report not everything but certain things to people. And you know, when the concrete actions have been decided based on the recommendations, then it's also quite good to communicate to people that. So I would say that people will feel like that we have been now heard, and these were our experiences and the possible pain points there, and this is what our employees going to do concretely, and so yes, this is really essential part of the process.
Yes. Yes, yeah, naturally. Yeah, especially if you want to ask again something, you should let people know the results. Otherwise, they won't answer again. Okay.
Exactly.
The second question is, AI is being talked about a lot. How do you keep the personal data you collect safe?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and especially nowadays. So first thing here is that that we do not collect any personal data. Right. So we don't have that. But secondly, I would say that also all the kind of like company related data is anonymized also. So you can't identify any companies from those data. And then also one thing is that our data is not used to train any AI models like which would be like owned some third parties. So nothing like that. So as I said, you need to be careful with these when using AI.
Yeah, and we are careful. Yes, indeed. Okay, thank you very much. There are no more questions at this time, so this concludes our presentation. Thank you very much for everybody for participating. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.